Your mark.
Ben Austin. World record breaking, multi-medal winning, Aussie icon. One of the most successful swimmers of all time. Rugby league and basketball were his main ambitions growing up, only it didn't take long before his raw talent in the water was recognised.
I'm amazed by what I've achieved for my country, myself, and future generations.
After qualifying for the 2000 Sydney Olympic Games, he had to choose to leave his family and his home. Being the first ever elite swimmer with a disability offered a full live-in scholarship at the Australian Institute of Sport, where he would train with the best. His decision would help shape him into a world champion athlete and ultimately cement him into Australian sporting history.
Like my old man always says, you gotta go hard.
From Ben's beginnings at the local swim club and competing for his high school as the fastest swimmer, his parents decided to take him to the city to compete against other athletes with a disability in his class. Soon proving himself as one of the best and committed to achieving, he was given a spot to travel to New Zealand's Christchurch with the Young Development Squad. Smashing the national record, he set his sights on competing in the 2000 Sydney Games.
It's funny, a few years before, I hadn't even heard of the Paralympic Games. Now I had a chance to pursue a professional swimming career.
Growing up in the country town of Wellington, in central western New South Wales, his training had been limited. The struggle of just getting to training was a workout in itself. Riding his bike several k's to swim in a cold pool wasn't ideal. He was lucky to train 3 days a week.
From training in the country to all of a sudden living in Australia's most professional training facility was a shock to the system. Training side by side with the nation's best Olympic swimmers, twice a day, 7 days a week. And if we weren't in the pool, we were in the gym or doing biomechanics, fine-tuning our efficiency in the water.
Soon after the Sydney Games, Ben was off to Argentina to compete for his country yet again.
I grew up hanging out and swimming in the local rivers with friends, along with the local pool which my dad managed and lifeguarded. In a small country town, in the middle of the blazing summer, it was common to almost live in the water.
But the next thing he knew, Ben was travelling the world for his country. After breaking the record in the 100-metre freestyle at the Commonwealth Games trials, Ben was soon off to Manchester to compete in the first ever integrated Commonwealth Games. Triumphantly claiming medals in honour of his country and again proving his dominance as an elite level swimmer. Then, the unthinkable happened. Ben was in a horrific car accident with his mate. Left unconscious and with a broken collarbone, he needed to be resuscitated as he had stopped breathing in the minutes after the crash. They were both lucky to escape with their lives.
Looking back, it was a life-defining moment. My career could have been over just as it had started.
He was ready to grow, and his spirit would be tested in his recovery. His training intensified. With the trials for the Athens Games not far off, he had several opportunities to swim and prove he still had it. winning Swimmer of the Meet in Edmonton, Canada, and going on to win a medal in every event in the 2004 Athens Games. 2 gold, 3 silver and a bronze, and being the first ever swimmer in the S8 classification to go under a minute in the 100 metre freestyle.
That's where I had one of my finest moments as a swimmer. Representing